So, 10 things I wish I knew before starting a logistics company in Nigeria. My name is Jim Kelly DK. Welcome to my channel. I'm the CEO and founder of 2 Seconds Logistics, a logistics company that is presently in Abia State. We have branches in major cities in Abia State, Aba and Umuahia, and we operate throughout the whole state. It has not been an easy journey. It's a journey of about 4 years now. Started sometime in 2020. There might be some background noise. I think there's some construction work going on somewhere around me, so I'm sorry if it's disturbing the audio. Yeah, but in order not to waste so much of your time, let's get straight into it. By the way, you can look up my company, 2 Seconds Logistics. You can check us out: Google, Instagram, Facebook, and you can also try our services. You can call us on 080. Oh, no, let me not do that. Let me go straight into the video. Maybe later in the video, I could drop the phone number in the description of this video. So if you need services in Abia State, you can reach out to 2 Seconds Logistics. So back to what I was talking about: 10 things I wish I knew before I started 2 Seconds Logistics in Nigeria. Number one thing I wish I knew is that the logistics industry has high competition. High competition in the sense that, in fact, supply seems to be even higher than demand, especially as at the time when we started, a lot of people that were moving into this business because it was just, right after COVID. So people were used to staying at home. People needed other means to get things across to them. So logistics started booming. A lot of people started getting into it. And then, the cost of entry was very cheap. Bikes were cheap as at 2020. You get bikes for less than 300,000 naira as at then. So there was a lot of competition. There were people that, whether with or without structure, they just buy one bike and boom, they start floating their own business. So there were more logistics service providers than even the people that needed the services. So that was something I wish I knew. If I knew that, maybe I would have approached it, very much better than I did. Even though we didn't do bad at all. We're still in the business because we didn't do bad at all. So, but if it's something I knew before then it would have prepared my mind. I would have done a couple of things better. I would have, taken some strategies earlier, you know, when we started. So the competition is so high because the cost of starting a logistics business as at then was very low. So many people were just jumping into the business. People that are saying, people that their minds are not right, spoiling the industry for us and giving us bad reputation generally. So that's the first thing I wish I knew before starting. The second thing I wish I knew before starting a logistics business is the numerous taxes. Guys, so many taxes are involved in logistics business. You register this, you register that, you register this. In Abia State, at some point, there were some people that came up and said they were some advertising agency for the state, and because the logistics bike, the boxes were branded, they said that was advert, that was mobile advert. So they came up and said they are the mobile advertisement agency. We had to pay certain fee and it will be renewing it every year. There were some people at some point that came up and say, oh, the way they have vehicles in Abia State, buses and all of that, when they load, they buy tickets to operate for the whole day. So they came and said, oh, we have to buy tickets every day. Just a whole lot of different things. You wake up today, there's a new one. You wake up tomorrow, there's a new one. They will confiscate your bike. Some of them, yeah, there are agencies that you can confirm are affiliated with the government. Some of them don't look like they're affiliated with the government. Just bunch of touts come out and want to regulate your business for you and impose that you must pay taxes to them. We had when we started, we had scenarios where people impounded our bikes. Sometimes they deflate your tires. You come to the place, create scene, and it's just a whole lot of stuff. Even at some point, even police got involved. Police started stopping our bikes and said, "Oh, bikes are not allowed in Abia State." But we're not the regular bikes; we're logistics bike, and that was not banned. But police will harass you, you pay this, you pay that, you pay that, just a whole lot of things to pay. Not forgetting night post, pay fees, and other registrations you have to do with bodies that regulate traffic, everything having to do with the road, a whole lot of taxes and calculation that you must pay. So that's something I wish I knew before starting. I would have acted a little bit, or I would have taken some actions that would have, you know, helped us or made it easier for us in the beginning. The third thing I wish I knew before starting a logistics business in Nigeria is the risk of damaged or loss of customers' goods. Wow, customers' goods are in your possession, and sometimes these goods are very valuable to them. Some of them are so expensive. You give it to them, probably a rider mishandles it and it gets damaged, or somebody, mishandles it, it gets damaged, or you just hear it's lost. It's lost somewhere in your office. It's lost somewhere during transit. The rider could come up and say, "Oh, he had an accident, and in fact, everything in his delivery box disappeared." So and customers are expecting their items worth thousands of naira, hundreds of thousands of naira, and etc. So there's a very high risk with that. Um, at some point, I think, excuse me, at some point, when we first started, we were having issues of, then we used to deliver foods, we still do anyways. We'll deliver food, cake, parfait. We've had instances where somebody ordered a cake, a giant cake, and by the time we went to deliver, when they opened the carton, it was collapsed, and there was an issue with that. There was another time somebody ordered for parfait somewhere. We went to deliver. By the time we opened it, it was poured all over the nylon. So, and when things like that happen, sometimes apologies does not solve it. You apologize and then you have to even pay for that item, or whatever you have to do. But the risk is very high that you either lose some goods in transit or in your store, or they might get damaged. Sometimes the items might be somewhere in your store. Rain falls, if windows are not properly shut, rain finds its way in and damages properties of people. So we've had these experiences, we've learned the hard way, and we've put policies in place, insurance and all of that to make sure that these things are captured. Another thing itself that can even lead to this loss or damage of items is, you see these stories that you hear that they send a dispatch rider to deliver food and they get to the location and chicken is nowhere to be found. We've never had that experience anyways, but I mean I hear things like that. Or rider disappears with products worth so amount of money. So there's that high risk that you that is trying to come in, you should be ready to experience and try and find out your own way to curb issues like that. If you need, guidance on how to curb an issue like this, feel free to reach out to me. By the end of this video, there's something I'll announce that you might be interested in if you want to know more. So, yes, so that's it. So the fourth thing I wish I knew before starting out a logistics business is scarcity of good riders. Hmm. Oh, riders will show you shege. I am telling you the truth. First hand experience. Riders will show you shege. In fact, when I started my own business, at some point I became the rider. Yeah, because the rider I had, you give him orders to fulfill, and then his phone just gets switched off. You can't reach him. Customers are calling you, oh, where are my products and all of that. And you don't even know what to answer because your rider is not even reachable. The first rider I had, at some point, the guy really frustrated me. He was a dancer then, a part-time dancer. So you have orders to do and he'll go and do his dance rehearsals, you know. And then he comes back, he tells you, oh, sorry, he was at a rehearsal, or sorry, his phone did not charge enough, or this phone is always dying, you know. So many excuses. So riders are very scarce to come by. Genuine ones, the ones that are good, that take your business as if they are working for themselves. you know. And when you get a good one, please keep that person well. If it's as by means of remuneration or whatever means you can use to keep that person well. Good riders are very scarce. Riders are everywhere, but good riders are very, very scarce. So the fifth thing I wish I knew before starting a logistics business is the low profit margin. So many people will come up and tell you that, oh, logistics business is very profitable, is this, is that, is this, is that. Myself inclusive, I'll come up and tell you it's very profitable. Yes, it's profitable when you finally get your feet. when you finally know what you're doing. But in the initial stages, if you don't know some of these things, you see, I already mentioned, the taxes that you'll be paying, the high competition, the riders, that are good riders that are scarce, loss of items or damages that you'll be paying and paying. You incur a whole lot of cost that at the end of the day, when you look at your profit, sometimes you don't make profit. And sometimes when you make profit, it's very low until you really know what you're doing. That's when you start making a lot of profit. So in the initial stage, don't expect that you start today, you start making millions today. No, it never works that way. Unless you are put through, you're properly guided, you have proper consultancy on point, you've understood the business 100%, then that can work for you. But if not, if you're trying to do your normal trial and error, you're going to make a lot of losses or low profits at the beginning stage of the business. So that's something I wish I knew before starting. The sixth thing I wish I knew before starting a logistics business is impatient customers. Logistics business is one business that time is of the essence. And so many times, every customer wants his item delivered to him now. They don't want to know how many riders you have or whatever. When they place an order, they expect that in 5 minutes' time your rider is at their door. And sometimes it doesn't work like that. A rider could be given five different items, six, seven, or whatever number to deliver. So he has to navigate, okay, goes for this one first. Sometimes even he's given order of priority, go for this first and whatnot. But every person, trust me, every person wants you to deliver to them at the same time. Sometimes, you could sit in the office and no order comes, up till maybe let's say 12 p.m. And by 12 p.m. on the dot, four people are calling you at the same time and say, "Oh, I have an urgent thing. Can you deliver now?" Of course, you say yes because you don't want to lose, a customer. So, and after you say yes, another person calls, "Can you deliver now?" And it could be at a spot that about 10 people will call you at the same time and they want the deliveries done at the same time. So customers are very impatient, very, very impatient. At some point, they start insulting you over the phone, abusing you, and all sorts of things. Customers that patronize logistics business, statistics have shown that they are the most impatient people in the world. So you want to be ready to deal with very, very impatient people and still make sure that you satisfy them. So the seventh thing I wish I knew before starting a logistics company is the effect of low pricing. Most people when you start, you want to attract customers. So you say, oh, you want to do promo. You want every person bring all your deliveries. We are going to sort it at five or at 1,000 naira or whatever. I remember when we started, I think we did a promo of it was 500 naira flat every delivery in the whole of Aba. Come and see people and trust me now, Aba people, my people, we know ourselves. When you see such offer, such promo, they will make sure that they deal with you. People will not call you when they have close deliveries to do. When they see, oh, 500 naira flat for every delivery, that's when they will send you from the outskirts on one side to the outskirts on the other side. They start giving you unimaginable task to do. And you've already promised that you're on a promo for that amount. So when you try to put your prices very low because you want to gather customers, you discover that you make serious losses. You put your price at let's say 1,000 naira for as flat fee, and people start giving you orders where the amount of fuel you're going to burn will be fuel of maybe 2,000 or 3,000 naira to fulfill just one order. So you're in minus of 2,000 naira, not to talk of the manpower and the communication, amounts that go into steady communication to make sure you deliver. So it's just not a very good strategy if you want to start. So I wish I knew that before starting. Maybe I wouldn't have been bothered too much about making my pricing, on unreasonably low just to attract customers. So the eighth thing I wish I knew before starting a logistics business is you have to always be ready to roll up your sleeves. As a CEO or whatever title you have, I just explained that the first rider we had, at some point I became the rider. So you have to be willing to roll up your sleeves. In fact, there's high tendency that you're going to do a lot of deliveries yourself at the beginning stage if you want to sustain your business and grow your business. So you cannot depend on a rider. Even if you have a rider that is good, you just start with just one rider, one bike. It's not so like it cannot handle everything. At points where there are so many people that have placed orders at the same time, all the others have to move. So if your rider is doing some, you have to get roll up your sleeves. If it's bicycle you use, if it's public transport you use, you have to get on your feet and get some done. So it's not a business for people that want to do swag, especially in the beginning stages. So you have to be willing to roll up your sleeves, get into the field, get these things done. Every now and then myself, when I have the chance to, I still do deliveries myself up till when was the last time I did any? So the last time I did any would be this year or maybe last year. Yeah, but it's not so far, you know. So, and sometimes it's out of passion of, oh, I just want to experience what our customers are like. I want to, and when you go to do them yourself, you still get calls of these impatient people. I remember vividly there was a time, I went to carry out a couple of deliveries myself, just to understand the field, understand what goes on in the field. There was this customer that was so rude, so aggressive, raining all sorts of insults. You fool, where are you? Oh, this, oh, that, just shouting. And guess what? When I finally got to this customer to deliver, it was a young girl. I think this girl is a teenager. She was a student. She was in a student lodge. Then she came out. And when she came out, she's like, good afternoon. I'm like, oh, good afternoon. Thank you for your patience. This is what you ordered for. This is package. You know, some part of me felt like, wow, look at this small girl. But then again, I mean, it's business. So you don't take anything personal. So you have to be prepared for that. Yes. The ninth thing I wish I knew before starting out a logistics business is the difficulty in retaining customers. Omo, you do everything, 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 everything. It's difficult to retain customers in logistics business. If it's not some of your riders that have poached some of your customers and run away with them, we experience that. Well, it is customers that maybe new people that are coming in have put their prices low and they want to patronize them, waiting for the new ones that will come again and put prices low. So when these people increase prices, they move to the low prices. So it's difficult to retain customers. You do everything, everything, everything possible. You try to, some of them will tell you how very slow you are, no matter how you try. How very, you know, you don't keep up, you don't this, you don't that, because I mean it's an industry that the patronizers are so impatient, like I said. So for so many reasons, people would just want to leave you and patronize somebody else. It happens, it still happens up till today, with how good we've built our brand, our reputation, our services, top notch. We are one of, in fact, we are the best in Abia State. Yes, I said it. Quote me anywhere. Take me to court. I'll defend it, and I'll win you. You pay me compensation fee. But we still have, so many people that once in a while will say, you know what, I don't want to deal with you guys again. I mean, there's not much you can do. You can only try. You know. So that's the ninth thing I wish I knew before even starting the business. Now, the final thing I wish I knew before starting the logistics business. Before I reveal this one to you, if you've watched this far and you've not subscribed to this channel, you're cheating me and I will not have that. Let me give you 5 seconds to subscribe to the channel. Then I tell you the 10th one and you know that you're ready to start your logistics. 5, 4, yes, so please subscribe now. 3, 2, 1. Thank you for subscribing. Now, let me tell you the final thing I wish I knew before starting my logistics business in Nigeria. Do you want to guess? Let me allow you to guess. Okay, maybe you guessed right, maybe you guessed wrong, but I think you guessed wrong. The final thing I wish I knew is that logistics business is now capital intensive. A couple of years ago, it was easy, to start a logistics business. You have small money, you start one, and very comfortably you start it and you could grow it. But now, the cost of one bike alone is almost like 1.5 million naira, So if you buy one bike at 1.5 million naira, the other little things you need to keep yourself, get yourself started, you will discover that you're spending about 2 million naira or more. If you even want to start very small, you want to start from your home, you don't want to get an office, you just want one bike, one rider, one everything, you'll be spending about 2 million naira or even more. So it's very capital intensive, and a lot of people have gotten their grounds already. There are a lot of bulldozers, myself inclusive. That's 2 seconds logistics. So if you're coming to play small, Omo, we will take the whole market from you because we have capacity, we have the numbers, we have the capacity, to do as many deliveries in a day. So it's very capital intensive. If you want to come and you want to compete with the big boys like us, you have to come in very prepared. You have to come in with a lot of bag, you know, not one bike, something. Yeah, if you're coming in, coming deep, you must compete with the big boys that are already in the industry. So these are the 10 things I wish I knew before starting a logistics business. Now, if you've watched this far, that means this video was interesting to you and you want to know more. You want to know more about logistics business in Nigeria. Well, you can look through my channel if you've subscribed. You see so many videos I've made on logistics business and other tips surrounding business generally that might be of help to you. Share this video. And the bonus I said I will tell you at the end of this video is that I'm running a webinar, a masterclass to teach people how to start a logistics business with the minimum budget. I'll teach you everything from how to start very small. If you don't have this 2 million I talked about, that if you want to start small, I will teach you how to start with, even if you have 500,000 or anything very low. I will teach you how to start, even with no money. Yes, I said it and I beat my chest to it. I'll teach you how to start. I'll teach you how to get proper riders. I'll teach you how to retain proper riders. I'll teach you how to attract customers to your logistics business. I'll give you a foundation. All these things I've learned. Imagine all these things I've listed now. Things I've learned over the years. 4 years experience, in a highly competitive market, and I've stayed afloat and remained number one as far as Abia State is concerned. So you're going to get all that package for what? Small money. I mean, if you are able to pay early enough before 31st of July, you have to pay just 50,000 naira. And anything after 1st of July, you'll be paying 100,000 naira. Seminar is in September. The details are on this flyer that is on the screen. Feel free to reach out. The phone number for registration or inquiries is also on the flyer, but I also put it in the description of this video. So I'll be looking forward to your call, to your text, and then I look forward to sharing more knowledge and having you start your logistics business on a good foot and on your way to huge profits. Take care, stay safe. The economy is not smiling right now. So please start a business or at least will help you stay ready and prepared for the economy. It's going to get worse. Don't pray for that, but I mean, if you look at the trend of how things have been going in Nigeria, I don't think there's been a better year, you know, I don't think there's been a better tomorrow in terms of economy. If you look at the trend of how things are going, terrible. We pray things get better, but if it keeps getting worse, we have to be prepared. That's why you need to understand logistics business or any other business generally. You need to understand principles of business and then put some money in your pocket. Check out my other videos and all of that good stuff. Till the next time we interact again. Thank you for stopping by.